Hi, this is Sunday morning again, and I'm going to be doing the next 3-month reading, and this time it's for the water sign Cancer. We've already completed the Libra, the Aquarius, and the Gemini, and now we're on to the water signs. So just bear with me while I adjust this camera so that we can actually see the cards I'm laying down. That should be good, I think. Okay, so let's shuffle these cards. This is a really important time right now, and I'm so glad that must be a month ago now that I started doing these 3-month readings, which will go round in a cycle of 3 months, because in 3 months' time I'll be doing Libra again. If we do one a week, I have actually missed a couple of weeks because I had so much going on here. But I'm going to keep this up now, and we are looking for guidance for Cancer for the next 3 months. With this really true beginning of the earth changes right now hitting the United States, we know that this is just the beginning. Most people who are awake know that. And so it's really important now that we stick to our highest intentions, our highest intuition and guidance that's coming in for us. Let's just do 3 more here. I've got this lovely new pack of cards, and anybody who's a reader knows what it's like when you get the new pack, because it feels so good. It's got nobody's energies in it. Third one. So take what resonates with you if you are a Cancer sun sign, moon or ascendant here. And let's see what the first card's going to be. I'm going to do the life reading lay of 9 cards, which was given to me by the Divine many decades ago. This is Betrayal. We have a pretty negative card to start with, but this is what the reading is about, and this is going to be on all aspects for Cancerians of betrayal, and this will also include themselves here. Who are they betraying? Are they betraying themselves, or who is betraying them? There's all different sides of this. This is not just one blame issue here. There is no blame, there is just betrayal. So let's see now what the second card is here. This is all about loving yourself. I think this is very, very personal to self-identity for Cancer. That's what I'm being given here. If you do not love yourself and you're not supporting yourself first, then you are totally betraying who you really are. But also what that leads to is you not knowing about the issues of betraying others, because you're not in your real truth with your heart open and your higher self activated. So it's very easy for people who are not in that higher state and are not awakened to not only betray themselves, but to betray others. So this is becoming very clear in here so far. Yeah, okay. And this is that great card. You can't make any mistake on this. This is new cycle. There needs to be a new cycle that is moved around Cancer, because you look at this card, that energy will not move until she moves it around. Whether this is for males or females, I don't have, as I've said many times, a male set of these. I would love one where they show males, so that when I'm doing readings for the men, I can actually show them the male figure. But it doesn't matter, because that's kind of irrelevant in the end. We're both divine feminine and divine masculine, which needs to be activated. But this means, Cancer, that you need to turn the cycle round. It will never be turned by anybody else in the way that you need it. It is self-responsibility, which comes after self-betrayal and then self-love. Your esteem, building your self-esteem is what I'm hearing here from Spirit today. So much about that. having been given the wrong esteem when you were younger and then building false esteems is what is clear here. But this is saying, this new cycle card is saying that you won't be given grace on this particular issue. This is self-responsibility of the soul that incarnated to now switch to the right degree of self-esteem in its pure state, not falsities. We've had a lot about falsities for Cancer during this whole year that I've been doing readings, actually. And then we get, this is a wonderful card to have out. This is one of my major arcana that I see as the major arcana in the Goddess Oracle pack, because it's the wild man, wild woman. And this is what happens when you turn that cycle round, going from the false self, the shadow self, being in control. And that takes a lot of healing. So we're not giving this softly here. You need to go on to my Fast Track to Cosmic Consciousness if you don't know how to do this, and start the real work. And there are about 6 tiny videos on there. They're not more than 10 or 15 minutes, but they give you the information that I give to all of my clients. So this is operating from wild man, wild woman. And I've said this too many times on my readings. This does not mean being the wild man with alcohol in your blood. This does not mean being the wild woman on marijuana and phased out of the real world. This does not mean taking psychedelics to be wild. This means cultivating your true soul self in the higher realms, bringing it down here. Okay, so this is wildness on the level of purity and magic and higher energies that can manifest anything. It's exciting when you can bring that part of you out. And who do we have in the middle? Oh, this is so wonderful. We have Pele, Awakening Goddess. And we don't need any less than that with this reading so far, with it starting off with the shadow betrayal self, betraying your own self, and then others. We need the power of the awakening. And this awakening card in the middle is going to touch every card in our 9 cards here. Where are we going here? Okay, so through this awakening and this card, this Lilith card of false power, which is what it is in this pack, when we manipulate on the dark side to get what we want, this is coming underneath betrayal. So she's a big part of the first healing that has to happen as you awaken, that you now go into your full, true, honest power, and not the manipulative power of the dark side of Lilith. So this is very, very clear. I don't think I've had a clearer 3-month reading for anybody yet. Let's see what they're following that with, your belief system. And this is the other trio that's on that side here. So this is beliefs. This is checking your belief systems now. Because beliefs are not knowing. They are not the inner knowing. That's a different truth. That is a real truth. When you know and you can say, I know that. I feel that within me. I know it to be true. And I come from that point, right? But sitting on the top of this is we have the 3 really negative states that come from an unhealed person. And that's the manipulative misuse of power Lilith card. And then we have on the top of that betrayal. So you need to get rid of, they're particularly saying this to Cancerians, your belief system is pretty twisted. And it's pretty low level. So it needs to come out of the past, because I think this is all to do with past programming. This is things that people have got into, Cancerians have got into, and then started to believe it. And they don't understand, a lot of them, that there is a knowing. And that happens when you go through this awakening, through the incredible energy that comes through when you start to do the inner work. This happens when you start to heal your inner child, you begin to be in the now moment, and you begin to meditate, which is, as I've said, is on my playlist, Cosmic Consciousness, Fast Track. So this is so revealing. I mean, we've had this before, but in a lighter way, and maybe, just small parts of it. But this is the whole story for Cancerians right now who are not awake and truly in their higher selves. There's a lot of Cancerians who are awake, but what we're picking up here is the stragglers. Remember that. I always say that about the clients I get right now. They're the ones who can still walk in the right direction. There's going to come a time, and it's not far off, when if you're in the negative and you haven't done the healing, you're not going to be able to walk the higher path, because the energies will be too high by then. I think all of us therapists and readers know that. It's going to be different. We're going to be doing different readings. The next card out, this is the one from the last card. I'm very fascinated by what that last card's going to be here. But this is about understanding how all of this fits together to give you the strength and the energy and the confidence to move forward, knowing that your beliefs build you into who you are, and they are not truths. Some of them may be, but most of them are going to be lies that you've been told within the matrix teachings, that come through our parents who are not awake, that come through our mentors, that come through our educational life, all sorts of people we come across during our lives when we're at work, and you start to take on the beliefs of the company that you're working with that's just there for money and really isn't running, a compassionate and a company for the whole collective, and that actually works with the whole collective. It may work just in the elite area. So knowing this, that there is a way that you can begin to comprehend how all this fits together, and that you are then able to turn that cycle round, that new cycle, that new energetic movement that you make through the healing to change your life and what you attract and what you manifest and what you're a part of. And it means letting go of a lot of the past. Oh my goodness. Let's do a little prayer over this last card. What's this going to be? And this is going to be what you truly need, which is nourishing yourself in the right way. People say these words a lot, and it's just so true. You cannot make this up. I had a client sitting with me the other day, and she said, oh my God, this is a story. This is my story being told in this reading. And then the information for the healing. And it was right in front of our eyes. And she just couldn't believe it. She hadn't ever had many readings. And we've got that here. The story is the betraying yourself and not loving yourself and not yet turning that cycle round. And when you do, when you stop betraying who you really are and going along with people around you, what you belief systems told you, and you start loving yourself, you turn that new cycle round, you become the magic being that you're meant to be. Wild woman, wild man, you're going through the awakening, and then you don't need to manipulate anymore. You don't need to cover up and pretend that you're something you're not, because your magic is out on that center line. And then what happens is you start to really look at all the beliefs that you took on board throughout all the years you've been alive, in all the different circumstances. And then you understand how it all fits together. It's that synthesis, that understanding of how all of that has now brought you to, through this awakening, through this turning the new cycle, has brought you to nourishing your true self. And now you can feel happy, supported, approved of, loved in a genuine way for who you are, and you're loving yourself first. I'm going to take the camera off now and give you a shot of this so that anybody who's a Cancerian can keep this, can take a screenshot so that you've got a shot of the whole thing. Hopefully I can get that. And then you'll be able to look back at this, because every line is telling its story. Like we started with betrayal here, but underneath it is that manipulation stage of your life where you couldn't get out of lying and manipulating or whatever and pretending you were somebody you weren't. And then underneath, your belief systems that built that in a secure compartment, and that's what you lived by. So every one and every diagonal, as we come down here with that précis of the whole reading, it's the betraying yourself here. You then wake up and nourish yourself. So you'll be able to look at this. Please like the reading so that this goes out on the feed, because I really need this to be seen by more people. This is valuable information for all Cancerians out there. And if you subscribe and then press the notification link, you will be given all the new information I'm giving from my channelings, which is so important for the earth changes that we're going through. And that's been the main part of my my life's work, is all of these channelings. And the 42 truth testaments are so incredible when you start reading them. I recently did a small video on number 13, which is about us and how to contend with this, because we can't change it and we shouldn't be wanting to change it. It's cleansing the whole of the lower vibrations and bringing in the higher. So it's not something to be changed. Now let me see if I can get this without turning the video off. I'm not good at this. Bear with me. I'm hoping that is it, that you've got a picture. I'm going to have to leave it there because I really can't see whether I've got it or not. But I'm hoping you've got it. Otherwise, I might do another post and put a photograph of this up. Thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me into your sacred space today on this Sunday morning. Stay with the channel so that I can give you all the updated channeled information. And I am going back to channeling more direct information, maybe like weekly updates to see where we're at in this cleansing journey. Thank you again. Bye for now.